drop the pop, it's over. Team America, stand up, say what? Red, white, blue, and we don't give up. Ice so cold, but the sticks stay hot. Cross that line, that's your last shot. Skates cut deep, hear the crowd go nuts. Stars on the chest, and we lift that cup. From the blue line blast to the glove side slide. USA, hockey, we run this ice. We run this ice.
Welcome back, Paul. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. It's
It
good
is.
to be back.
Yeah. So before we get into it, Charles had always started off with a question. I had a question for you, and I was thinking about this. This is a hockey related question, but I think
All
this
right.
this revolves around all sports. And
Okay.
I kind of put it like this. This is the question that I saw people post this online. It was, what's the sports equivalent of getting a 5-on-3 power play and not scoring? Wrong answers only.
What's the sports equivalent of getting 5-on-3 power play and not scoring? Wrong answers only. 5-on-3 power play and not scoring. You basically, if I had to pick one for basketball, having a breakaway and you miss a layup.
Yeah. You want to hear a bunch of the top ones that I've
Yeah.
All right, top ones that I heard. Showing up at Lambeau in December with heated benches, heated gloves, heated socks, and still complaining about the cold. That's Charles. Free samples at Costco and choking on the toothpick.
That's
Calling
stupid.
a timeout in Madden for the perfect play, accidentally kneeling the ball or throwing
Oh
the
my
ball
Lord.
away. Having GPS, Google Maps, and Siri guiding you. Still driving with your still driving with the GPS on the vehicle, even though it's rerouting you. Ordering extra hot sauce and not ordering a drink. Getting a 50% off coupon, still paying full price because you forgot to scan it. And then my favorite one of all of them, the athletic equivalent of typing your password wrong after you reset it. There's a couple in there that pretty sure we've all done. Hey, I got a coupon. I can't find it. Or
I can't help you.
I just reset my password, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, that was one thing that was on TikTok, and I saw people commenting on it. How do you not score on a 5-on-3? And you're Canada, they were favored in this. They had the way more talented team, like on paper, obviously, but they couldn't get it done. And they had a lot of guys out. But I mean, at the end of the day, the scoreboard is what the scoreboard is. So
This is true.
46-year drought in sports, the largest drought in any major sport in the Olympics, I believe, for one country. USA comes back. There's a great storyline in there where a guy's grandfather won the gold and his uncle was on the same team. And I think his cousin or somebody won gold in the 80 Olympics, and now he won it in the 2026 Olympics. So
That's pretty legit.
and they're all from the same town, which is insane.
You can't be mad at something like that. That's
No.
a script you can't make up.
The USA hockey thing was a pretty good story. I did bring it up. I don't know if you saw about the little bit of controversy with the couple of Americans there choosing to skate and ski for China because their parents are from there, but they were born in the USA. I don't have any problem with it. The problem I think was people were like they chose to skate and go for China because China paid them, and not necessarily because they wanted to, which I think was a big question mark around Russia too. Russia did the same thing. I mean, like it's money. Don't feel bad for these people.
Listen, at the end of the day, these people are going to do whatever they want, whether
Right.
it's for money or for pride. And for you to be upset at somebody's free choice, that's weird.
I think it says a lot more about the person that's complaining than it does about the person.
Like
that happens
them
to.
skating for them does what for you?
Nothing. It's just jealousy and envy. You know, at the end of the
I'm
day,
like,
that's
what is that accomplishing in your life?
not much. I mean, it doesn't tell me much about you, but character flaws.
Like you're worried about the wrong things. Like, listen, How about you worry about the team, the players, or the athletes that did want to represent USA, and worry about that?
Did you see the hockey player Hughes for USA missing his chiclets in the two front teeth there? And
Listen,
there's a dental company. I don't know if it was in Michigan or if it was in New Jersey because he got drafted by New Jersey. They were like, "Yeah, you get free dental care for life." He's like, "Dude, he's a millionaire. I don't think he's gonna worry about dental work." But
listen. Thank you for the offer. It's
right, I'll take it. But
unnecessary.
yeah, don't need it.
Listen, it was good to see the women win first in overtime, and Canada was like just salty as hell for a whole 24 hours, trying to just
Dude, did you see how
make it
sad they
weird.
were?
Like
I
they
never
were so depressing.
I did not see anybody ever take a teddy bear like that and look that upset.
And then you go and you have the Canada fans talking crap about how they're going to get their clap back on men's. And
Yeah.
the fact that you lost not once, but twice in overtime.
Oh, it had and to the Americans, which made
That's what I'm
it
saying. Like
worse,
you
yeah.
lost to Team USA twice in the same sport that you should be dominating. Because you are clearly have majority of the athletes that are from Canada. Yeah, there's other countries that have, professional athletes in NHL and all that. But we all know Canada's known for one thing and one thing more than anything, and that's hockey.
Oh, yeah.
And the sheer fact that you couldn't close out not one, but twice, you got to live with that for the next 4 years.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely gonna be bringing it in France in 28 or, 30. Well, 30, yeah, 2030. 28 is basketball, and, it's our summer games, right? That's gonna be in
Mhm.
LA? That's in LA,
LA.
right? Yeah, that should be I would love to go out to LA and go to the
And
Olympics.
they're bringing flag football this year for the first time and putting it as part of an Olympic sport.
Dude, I'm pumped on that. I wanna see what
And
happens with that. Maybe
and you
we're
get
gonna
to
get some
have
crazy
NFL stars
athletes.
compete.
Yeah.
Like that's intense.
What if some bums, like not like bums, but what if some like dudes that are
I,
just ragtaggy, straight off the street dudes go and they just dominate everybody in the Olympics? I think it'd be fantastic.
I can't see it.
Hey,
Nigger, nigger,
buddy.
nigger, nigger, nigger,
Oh
nigger.
yeah, cool. Look at you. Yeah, you're awesome. There we go, Paul. We get the first one.
Shit.
Did you see that?
I did not see that coming. That is
No.
not what I was expecting.
No. Little bastard. Your mom gave me this
Badass
shirt, by
kids.
the way. I love it. Thanks. You want to
That
know
was
the word?
definitely directed to me.
I hope it's not directed towards anybody.
I was not ready for that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. You can't get back in here anyway. I thought we were
Okay.
gonna have somebody come in here and join the show that wasn't gonna be a little jerk, but apparently people are way more interested in becoming TikTok famous or YouTube famous or what have they. But yeah, screen the callers, right, Paul? Screen the callers.
Show your face next time.
Oh yeah, we
Don't be
saw
a
that.
bitch.
Well, we saw the top of his head, and that's all we needed to know. The little SoCal surfer hairdo he had there.
Either way, on to better conversations.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the worst thing about the Olympics though was that I get it that they had to wait until the last day for hockey, which is like the headliner of the Olympics. But seriously, you had to take that and put it at 7 a.m. And granted, people are they're gonna watch it regardless, but Canada is so diehard
Yeah.
with their hockey that they were gonna be drinking, they were gonna be partying, all this stuff. 7 a.m. But if on the Pacific coast, that was like 5 a.m. for those guys. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
granted, a lot of those guys that work on the oil rigs, they probably were hammered by then, but
Listen, the fact that you get to say you get to get drunk at 7 in the morning after you probably did a long shift, that says a lot about the expectations of what you thought Team Canada was going to do.
oh yeah. Well,
But you couldn't do it.
pretty sure they were entertaining themselves for the most part, but
Yeah.
uh drinking, eating. I saw that there was a couple places around by us. They had the poutine And instead of putting mashed gravy on top of it, they were putting Wisconsin cheese and, yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys.
we love that cheese here. Wait, what can I can't say enough about the cheese in Wisconsin. Paul, we gotta send you some of this cheese. You know, being down in
I've been
Texas,
waiting.
I know. Charles is trying to put this together because he works, he works his taxpayer job, and
Yeah.
he has the option of getting this stuff fresh. You know, he's in there in the
Listen,
morning. He can get this stuff fresh for us.
listen, I'm here for it.
Well, this is probably the time to send it to you because it's not uber hot and
No, no,
it
no.
won't spoil. This is the time.
And then as long as it gets here in time, just make sure you put some ice, ice packs
Oh yeah.
in the cooler.
Oh yeah. That'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, you put some ice packs in there. Make sure you seal it real nice. Tag it when you put it down. You're talking about you got special delivery. It should get here
Um,
just fine.
you wanna spin this? I know Charles wasn't here, but I wanted to bring it up. Rondale Moore, Minnesota Vikings wide receiver. Dude, this was a guy when I watched him at Purdue, I had so many freaking high hopes for this guy in the NFL. I think a
It's
lot of people
25 years
did.
old, man. Like that sucks.
Uh, I mean, mental health, we always talk about Charles always says it, the world's a much better place with you in it. And that rings bells and it's you guys know it, especially, having, brothers in arms and being in the military and getting close to people that, you
It,
worked with side by side
it's
for years.
it's frustrating, because even right now, I'm in therapy right now, dealing with
Yeah.
my trauma and shit. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. Like, for example, last week, it may seem small to other people, but I have a trigger when it comes to fireworks and specifically balloons, just because
Yeah.
the sound it imitates
Right.
gunshot,
Yeah.
right? And for almost a month, we've been dealing with it and talking about it and walking through it and just reliving that moment over and over and over again to make sure that it doesn't become a thing that takes over. And then the next step was actually living in that moment, thinking about it while he's popping balloons in the same room. And it was the most terrifying thing. But what I didn't know is, as much as that was terrifying, is when he asked me, hey, now it's your turn to pop this balloon. And I instantly crashed out
Yeah.
because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I let a balloon control me for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's like when people say they don't care about men's mental health, like they don't think that it's a real thing. The guy was 25 years old.
Yeah. We don't know what he's been
25.
through. Yeah, I don't know what he was going through. I mean, mentally,
And it's
the
like he took his
pressures.
life for what? Nobody knows because we're not allowed. It's a society norm to say no, suck it up, put some band-aids on it, and keep it pushing.
Right. I don't know if the NFL was going to advocate for do something for this. They always donate money towards the cause when it comes to it, but I I would really like to know his family to, shout out in support of something, some group, something that we can all like gather behind as, fans and give our support to because I really think the NFL moving forward is going to have a much larger issue with this than we actually think they do because we just think the CTE stuff is just one part of it. That's one part of it. You don't think that the pressure of becoming a professional athlete and these guys, the stresses, this guy was supposed to be somebody. We saw what he did
And,
to Ohio State at Purdue. He was fantastic.
and it's not just that, it's the pressure to be somebody, and especially depending if you're coming from a place that you didn't have anything, you have the pressure that you have to bring your family up with you. So
All these
as you're
people.
performing in college to try to make it to the pro, whether it's the NFL, whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever, the pressures of a student athlete, that your family is the reason why you're trying to make it, because you can get not only yourself out of what you came from, but your families. And that, for a kid, that's a lot of pressure for a 20-year-old kid
I think
that
it
people
was
don't realize.
I think it was Jameis Winston because he was a very poor
Yeah.
African American football player, and he said it. He goes, "The name on the back of my jersey is a reflection of the family, and the people that I've carried on the back of this jersey for years. And he said, I just want to be the best person I can be. And if football is something along the way that gives me that opportunity, he's like, going to make the best of it. That's why the guy always has a smile on his face. He's always
He's never complaining.
he's not throwing people under the bus. He probably is right now the best teammate of any player in the NFL because all he does is just jack up whoever's in front of him. He's like, yeah,
Like,
this
he
guy,
is
that
probably
guy.
the best guy to be around with at any point, no matter how good or bad your team is. Like,
How could you hate the guy? Like, I don't
there's
understand.
never a dull moment.
No.
His little speeches before game and the huddle, everything, it's always just sometimes it can be crazy, but it's always just like, you know what? Let's suit up for this guy. Like Jameis Winston is all around a good teammate just to have in the huddle, period, whether he's your starting quarterback or not. Just the simple fact that he gets to be on your roster and to see that he is grateful just to be even in the league, let alone, making millions of dollars to make sure that his family is well off. And again, that's pressure for anybody, let alone somebody that came from nothing. Because at any moment that could be just gone.
Have you watched any Major League Baseball spring training?
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, as of right now, there was a couple players on the Tigers. I think a guy for the Brewers. We got a couple at bats, guys that are in the top 10. I don't know what the Cubs got going on in the minor league system. If you guys are going to see anything happen, I saw you guys did missed out on the one Japanese player, but you guys ended up picking up somebody else. I saw the Dodgers ended up picking up some old Brewer player. The Dodgers are they literally just telling baseball at this point that you guys were gonna force you guys to have salary cap? I mean, it's inevitable at this point. There's gonna be a lockout. 27 is a lockout.
No freaking sense. Like, these jokers are signing everybody and their mama. Like, the fact that their roster is like what, $3 to $4 billion.
It's insane. I mean, over
We're
the
we're talking about the roster
20
value.
years.
We're not talking about the value of the team. We're talking about the value of just the roster.
Oh, just payroll. Yeah, just payroll is like $1.3 billion.
We're not talking about the evaluation of a team. And it's like, Jesus Christ, the organization is probably worth $7 to $10 billion on the low end. And majority of that is in the team itself, just the payroll.
Yeah. If they were to cut salary and just like trade players away, let's put it this way. If the Dodgers were like in a fire sale and they were like, yeah, we're just going to cut Ohtani and who's some other guy that's maybe a little bit older. We'll cut somebody. Anyway, they were cut two players that have maybe 30% of their salary. That's more than 80% of the teams in baseball with just two players.
Yeah.
That's facts, straight up facts. And that's crazy that baseball allows that.
And then there was somebody was interviewing, I think it was Bryce Harper, and he was like, I think it's fine. Let them do whatever they want.
Of course they think it's fine because they're the next one that's going to get paid. They're like, yeah, okay, I'm fine with it. Like, that was the whole Juan Soto thing when he like left and went to the Yankees. It was like,
now he's getting that super contract with the Mets.
Yeah, that's wild to me that the Mets are in on that too. The Mets, but remember, I see Boston is not quite as payroll heavy as they used to be. They're kind of like taking a step back from all this. They're like, yeah, we don't want to get involved with all that BS, which is fine. I mean, other teams are going to just bow out too, so that leaves more room for the Yankees to just feast at the table. I'm not a fan, Paul. I'm not a fan of what's going on with baseball. I still look forward to this year, but I don't have the expectations that anybody outside of the Dodgers tripping over their own 2 feet is going to get in their way in the National League. I'd like to see it happen, but on paper, it doesn't look likely.
On paper, it's definitely going to be the Dodgers. That's how I see it. I don't see, until they can prove me otherwise, you can't sit here and tell me the Dodgers aren't the favorite to win it all.
Right.
Like, prove me wrong.
Right.
Because you have a team that literally it seems like they have an abundance of money, and
Yeah.
their roster is just filled from top to bottom with just the best of the best. And every season they're signing somebody else that just makes them better. And it's hard to how do you compete with that?
Well, on paper you can't. Um, think about this. Otani had a down year. Like he didn't even get to
Still
pitch
was in the MVP
and
conversation.
still was in the MVP conversation. Yeah.
How does
Like
that work?
well, the dude didn't even play up to his potential like all 162 games, let's be honest. Like he didn't pitch. Yeah, next year he comes back. He's going to be able to pitch this year. Man, it's
That's
going
the
to be
same,
a
but like
whole
you
different world.
couldn't even do your two-way player like you usually do, and yet he's still in the MVP conversation. And then when in the playoffs, was top tier.
Yeah.
Like
It's insanity, but baseball's gotten to this point now where they have forced the hand of the players league to be like, yeah, we're just gonna
this got to stop. But
yeah.
I'm like, the only way this stops is they put a salary cap. But the chances of that happening, I don't know.
Well, it's going to be a lockout. They're gonna negotiate and the players are gonna want more money. The let's be honest, the owners are fed up paying it. The majority of them are, which is
Yeah.
gonna be the vote, and it's gonna be 23 to 12 or 11 or whatever it is, or to 9. I can't remember what is there 30 teams of baseball? I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be 22 to 8. I don't know. Anyway, the vote's gonna be in favor of the majority, which is going to be for a lockout. And that's what's gonna happen in 2027. They're gonna be a lockout. Baseball is gonna show their hand, and they're probably going to be like, okay, well, we'll just increase the what is it, the luxury tax to blah 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 percent. And
But
then
that doesn't help every team, though.
it doesn't help every team. No.
And especially when you got jackass owners like the Athletics that don't want to spend money even though they have it.
Right. And they're just collecting the 12 per the 11% or whatever luxury tax split up between 27 teams in baseball. Like it makes no sense, but baseball is one of those sports where we sit back and grind our teeth and watch 162 baseball games, even though we know that our team, even if they make the postseason, we just hope that we get to watch at least 7, 8, 10 games
Because
and
like
watch
if
them
you're
try to
going to go
grind it
play
out.
against like the Dodgers or teams of that caliber that have a roster that's just stacked with all
You're just trying not to get swept, like the Brewers last year. I mean,
we're
let's
just
be
trying
honest.
to look relevant.
The Cubs, had they won that series, probably could have took a game from the Dodgers. They probably would have took a game, but it's like, oh, you would have not got swept. It's like,
And then it's also the fact that the Blue Jays almost won.
yeah,
Like they almost won that
they
last
did.
year.
Well, technically, they had a 3-2 lead,
Yeah.
3-1, 3-2 lead.
They
They
choked
should have
it.
won it. They should have won it. Yeah,
So it's almost like, okay, the Dodgers are the favorites, but they're still beatable. But it's like it's hard to move past the idea that,
you got to play perfect baseball, and that's just not.
and it's hard when you keep stacking that roster because again, now you've added Edwin as one of the best closers.
Yeah,
You add Kyle Tucker to the lineup, which is a great bat and a great fielder.
right. And he doesn't have
top
the
of
he doesn't have the
everything-
pressure either. You know,
On top of everything that you got Mookie, you got Freeman. Like you have just everything on your roster.
Do you wanna know
your pitching rotation is sick.
do you want me to tell you a fun fact about the Dodgers batting lineup that's probably going to be disgusting? He's probably going to be the 7th or 8th bat in that lineup.
Who,
Kyle-
Tucker?
Tucker. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy? That's how stacked their lineup is.
And here's the thing: even if he bats 6th or 7th, he still could average maybe 28.
I know
maybe 35 home runs.
that is the
have 90
crazy part about
RBIs,
it.
and maybe have like a 275, 280 batting average at the 7th position.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that I looked at their lineup and I put it up against any other team in baseball, regardless of where you're at. And I'm just
They're
sitting there like,
stacked.
fuck Canada. Yeah, fuck Canada, Charles.
We know, Charles. Go to work.
There's not another roster in baseball that compares to them. There's teams that are very good throwing the ball, defensively can match up with the Dodgers, but
Right.
offensively, if the Dodgers are
They're
healthy,
stacked.
it is just a whole different level. It's like an all-star team.
Literally. It literally is. And it's like, how do you combat that? When all you have with both teams, most good teams, they have maybe 2, maybe 3 all-stars in their rotation, in their batting lineup. And it's like,
Yeah, I saw Scooble was going to pitch one game for USA in the World Baseball Classic, which is going to the World Baseball Classic is going to be very interesting.
so I have a question dealing with that, right? So the MLB is okay with them allowing MLB stars to do the World Baseball Classic,
Yeah.
right? In my mind, why would it, even if it's just a one-off, right?
Yeah.
In the Olympics, why not let them compete in the Olympics? You could take a break. You'll
Look
be
what-
okay.
Well, look what hockey did. Okay, so hockey took like 10.
They took a 2.5 week break.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. Well, it's because they had the hockey, the National Hockey League probably has like 80% of the Olympic athletes for most of these countries, which is why they kind of have to take the 2.5 week hiatus. Otherwise, they just wouldn't have anybody. Could you imagine like their 4th and 5th wings for some of these teams going out there against like
Terrible.
even Team USA or Team Canada, college or high school,
Would get
kids?
destroyed.
Oh, they would get destroyed. Yeah.
I think they should because you still got time, MLB. You still got time to reconsider this.
Oh, I know. Scooble wanted to pitch, but yeah, they didn't want him to because of the contract deal. Because Detroit's only got him under contract for 1 season, and it's that $32 million that they got him for. And they don't want to freaking.
Can you
bail out on him?
imagine? This is the thing. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah.
When it comes to football, we pretty much have the confidence that we have that on lock, right? It's almost like it's a slither of a chance that anybody would dominate us on flag football. Almost. That's the confidence that
I have a
USA
question.
has.
Okay. Let's bring this in.
In baseball,
is there any team? Is there any team in flag football that's going to compete with the U.S.?
That's what I'm saying. But in baseball, let's think about this. Baseball,
maybe Mexico. Maybe I don't know.
In baseball, you're not going to sit here and tell me that Team USA has that lockdown in baseball.
Ooh, baseball? No. You're
Not
talking,
a chance.
dude, the Dominican, Puerto Rico, Cuba.
Like you have these other
Ethiopia and what? Flag football? I hope Ethiopia has a flag football team in the Olympics.
So, like, to not allow USA to put the best team out there in the Olympics for baseball would be insane.
But they want to handicap people because they want to put butts in the seats when it comes to Major League Baseball. When it comes to the World Baseball Classic, it's second tier. But to the players, it means something to them because they want to play for it. Just like the Olympics. You get the Olympic bid from all these players. I saw that didn't KG literally just come out the other day and say he wants to play in the 28 Olympics? Or 28 Olympics.
Sit your ass down.
Ethiopia.
I'm just saying,
flag football team.
Because Charles says this every single time when it comes to the Olympics, and correct me if I'm wrong. Why do we not send the best athletes to represent our country?
Charles said this.
Charles says this every single time when it comes to the Olympics.
He said this about the Winter Olympics, and I looked into it a lot more after he said it. There was a lot about the Vaughn thing, and then with the guy from the I don't want to say it because I like the guy, but the snowboarder Baumgartner. It's like they have these events that give these people in, but then they also look at how many medals you have, and they're like, okay, you're a shoe-in because you've done this and done that. Well, there's qualifiers in other countries. You have to qualify for the Olympics, right?
Stop handing this shit to people.
Right. But I think when you get an Olympic gold, I don't know how that works. Somebody that's smarter than me can tell me if you win a gold medal, does your country just kind of give you a pass? Oh yeah, you're going to be there next year. They kind of say
it's almost your free pass to get into the next Olympics.
Well, right, but like you still have to qualify, but like you don't have to go through the ringer like you would if you're a 19, 20-year-old.
Not as big.
Yeah, I'm sure you still have to qualify, but I don't know. I don't think the U.S. when it comes to baseball, I agree with you, Paul. They don't put the best team out on the field. It's more of a who wants to play type deal. It's What
And
do you
it's
want
just
to?
like, why do you do that?
It's a kiss your sister squad. You know,
It is definitely like it's like
dodge.
almost like
It's like
it's
it's
pre dream
dodgeball.
team of basketball.
Yeah.
Where they let college athletes play and then they realize this ain't gonna work anymore. But yet you haven't learned.
Well, remember
You
when
gotta realize baseball is not dominant by
is
USA anymore.
is this the is that what you said? Did you say this is the equivalent to when the Olympics went and picked all college basketball players to play in the Olympics
I'm like,
after the dream team and got
because
smoked?
again, who is dominating baseball right now? When you look at MLB, it is a melting pot from different countries.
It
But the
is.
majority of the country is
It's three countries, Paul. It's Cuba,
you got,
Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico.
and then Japan. You got
Yeah,
four
Japan.
countries.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean, you've got three of them within 400 square miles, like right there.
there, right down the street. It's right down the street.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that. I'm not saying that we don't have heavy hitters and pitchers that are from the USA. I am not saying that.
Well, no,
but
but
say that you are the most dominant in this sport, you have got to be out of your rabbit ass
in
mind.
baseball? No. The country has the best collection of baseball players because they have the capital to pay them, and that's the only reason why. Yeah, I will give you a fun fact of the day, and anybody can go out there and try to critique Paul and I, but I think you and I are both on the same page when I say this. If you were to give Cuba, Puerto Rico, Japan could do it because they have their own professional league. Cuba has their own league. Dominican has their own leagues too. But I'm saying if you were to give them like a $30 billion budget, $1 billion a team, they could put together teams and they would rival any team in the United States. And that's not a joke. That's a fact.
As much as you think that when the baseball players are in the United States, as much as they train and all that, this is the thing. They're training to become pro athletes, right? When you got people from Cuba, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Panama, all these other countries that are dominating them, they're playing to get out of their country to have a better life.
Right. They know where the money is.
They are moving. They are hustling. They are leaving their families behind to be a better athlete. And you're telling me if they have the capital to build their own league in their own country, listen, I'm telling you right now, USA, whoever's in charge of building this Team USA baseball team, if you want to be relevant for 2028 in LA, you have to allow these MLB players to play in the Olympics. That is the only way you're going to be able to compete. Allowing them to do the World Baseball Classic and not the Olympics is crazy to me.
What if they don't even get out of their own pool?
Their bracket?
Well, pool play, whatever you call it. What if they don't even get out? What if they lose to like Brazil or
I'm
Chile?
gonna come back to this video and say, I told you so, bitch.
Yeah. Could you imagine like Scotland or somebody puts a baseball team out there and they're like, yeah, it's just like a bunch of European countries put together a team and they're like,
I would not
yeah,
be
we got
surprised
smoked by them.
If 1, 2, 3 gold, silver, and bronze is between 4 countries: Japan, Dominican Republic, Cuba, and possibly Venezuela.
Paul, the way it's going right now, they'll put double digits on the U.S. every one of those teams, and that's not being ignorant towards the fact that baseball is played here. It's the fact that those teams are hungry for it, and it's going to mean more to them.
They're playing on the biggest stage, for their country. You don't think they're going to send out their best? And this is the thing. This is the crazy thing. Even if MLB doesn't allow their players to play in the Olympics, regardless for whatever country, whatever Cuba, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Japan, all them have still left in their own country is probably still going to be better than what we put out.
So here's a little fun fact. Well, I'm going to look it up. I don't know. I know Japan won it last year.
The World Baseball Classic?
The World Baseball Classic. Yeah. I'm just looking to see Japan, 2006, 2009, 2023, Dominican Republic, 2013, 2017 was the US, but I think that was wasn't that kind of like a weird year for, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They won it one time, whatever. I'm trying to go back here. That doesn't even, it's just showing me the scores. But anyway, it's been dominated by, Latin American countries in Japan for the last however many years they've had it. And that's not trying to be that's not even sugarcoating it, like, by saying that it's been dominated. It's literally been dominated. And baseball alone has literally been dominated by the Latin American players for as long as I've been watching baseball. We've had uber amounts of players. I mean, you go back to the power hitters even, Paul. Um, Sammy Sosa,
Puerto Rican.
freaking what's that?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Vladimir Guerrero. I think he's Venezuelan.
yeah.
Big Papi,
Oh,
Dominican.
Venezuela, that's the other one that I
That's
was
what I'm
thinking
saying.
of. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
got Big Papi. He's Panama.
Big Poppy, yeah.
No, he's Dominican. But
Is he
you got
Dominican?
all
Yeah.
you got all these Hispanic Latino hitters that are from Central America or the Caribbean.
Alright, the big
Queen,
bats are coming from
Cuba.
there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Manny Ramirez. I
Oh,
think he's
dude.
Dominican.
Don't even get me started on how many relievers are in Major League Baseball, Paul.
Manny Rivera. You got Manny Rivera. You got Edwin Perez. You got even
Diaz. Edwin
Diaz.
Diaz,
Like,
yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're not gonna run out of
look at
names.
shit.
No.
And this is the thing, even if you don't allow these specific players that are in the pros to play for their country, you're not going to sit here and tell me that they don't have people developing players already in that country that can outscore and outpitch us.
Paul, there's probably 4 or 5 17-year-old kids waiting that are the MLB
And that
guys are
World
just
Baseball
drooling over
Classic
right
is
now.
basically an interview,
Yeah.
your interview to see which team wants to sign you once you turn 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mate, the Milwaukee Brewers young gun there they got, I think he's 18 years old. I watched his batting practice, and that dude, he's on a whole nother level. 18 years old, and he's taking batting practice, and I don't think he missed one. He took like 30, 40 pitches, and I think every one of them was over the fence. I mean, granted, Major League Baseball players can do that, but an 18-year-old kid batting practice in front of like 50, 60 cameras down there in Arizona, yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't happen all the time. And I'm not saying he's going to become this like no-brainer, like number one baseball player, but if the Brewers are smart, they'd give him a deal like they did Cheerio and lock him up long term because that dude's going to be a stud.
It doesn't make sense to me why Team USA wouldn't allow, or why MLB wouldn't allow them to compete in the Olympics. Like, especially even if it's just a one-off, this would be the time. This would be the Olympics in 2028 to let them in 2 years. Let them play in 2 years. Like, Jesus Christ, we're in LA.
All right, Paul, I'm gonna bring it up. It's on just watch this kid.
Oh, Jesus, look at that swing.
It's nothing but freaking juice coming out of that dude. Just freaking.
You hear that snap?
A freaking crack. Just the crack of the bat alone.
Jesus, that crack is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you can take a lot of Major League Baseball players and listen to them too. I mean but they always say that the scouts, when they're going there, that they just listen. A guy's hitting with a wood bat, they can usually tell solid contact. And they said there was a baseball scout, and he was blind. I can't remember who it was, but he was in a movie not too long ago. The movie's on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. I'll find it before the end of the show. But anyway, this dude would just go to the baseball games with pencil and paper, and he would write down when the guy would get a hit, just based off of when he was up, and he had a seat down by the umpire down, and he would listen, and he would just listen for the crack of the bat, and he would know what the guy got: single, double, home run, out, whatever, because you could tell where the contact was with the barrel. Yeah. And fan reaction too. I mean, but still, just the sound of the bat usually does tell a lot if you know it that well, especially when you're blind. I mean,
especially if that specific crack you hit when you hit a home run, it's undeniable. You can't, and then as a player, when you hit a dinger because the way it comes off the bat.
Oh yeah, Mark Wetzel, legally blind hitting coach and instructor, often referred as the horse whisperer of baseball, the blind guy hitting. He coach players like Tony Gwynn and Albert Pujols. So I mean, the guy literally knew what the sound of a bat.
Two of the
sounded
best
like.
hitters in the
Yeah.
game. And like Tony Gwynn is probably one of the best pure hitters in this game ever seen.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn was, dude, if that guy had stuck around like for about 3 or 4 more years, like he could have too, because he was a contact hitter.
Yeah.
It would
He
just
wasn't
been
a power
crazy.
hitter.
against
He
the
was
guy.
just putting bats to ball and just getting on base.
Oh yeah.
God, baseball is such a wonderful sport.
I can't wait for baseball to come back. There wasn't much in the news outside of Rondale Moore. Rest in peace. Anybody out there having issues with mental health, we're guys. We talk about this very frequently and openly on the show. Don't be afraid to ask anybody for help. Don't be afraid to reach out. There's always somebody out there willing to listen. Hell, you can message us privately too. We have no issues.
I got my
anything.
line is always open.
But like Charles always says, the world is a much better place with you in it.
Yo, it's time to dip. Lights low and the mic off. Boys with the heat, yeah, we blast like a Molotov. Said what we said, no regrets in the air. If you ain't subscribed yet, bitch, don't you dare. Rate it 5 stars, hit that share like a blunt. Tell your homies, tell your mama we on front. We the truth in the booth, no cap, just flame. If you fuck with the crew, you remember the name. It's goodbye, goodbye to the tribe. We fucking love you, now feel this vibe. Out this bitch with a mic drop kiss. Thanks for riding, we gone, but you won't miss.